We're excited to have you with us for the Restart a Heart Day live event. We'll be starting soon. Welcome to the Restart a Heart Day live event. We'll be starting soon. We're excited to have you with us for the Restart a Heart Day live event. We'll be starting soon. Thanks for joining us for the Restart a Heart Day live event. We'll be starting shortly. We're excited to have you with us for the Restart a Heart Day live event. We'll be starting soon. Five minutes until the Restart a Heart Day live event. Thanks for joining us for the Restart a Heart Day live event. We'll be starting shortly. We're excited to have you with us for the Restart a Heart Day live event. We'll be starting soon. Welcome to the Restart a Heart Day live event. We'll be starting soon. Two minutes until the Restart a Heart Day live event. One minute until the Restart a Heart Day live event.
You can help save a life in 3 simple steps. Can we get you to a 1-hour cardiac arrest, please?
Approximately 30,000 Australians suffer an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest every year.
Of these, only 1 in 10 will survive.
Someone in cardiac arrest will be unconscious and not breathing normally.
We know this can be really scary, but there are some things you can do to help while we're on our way.
You can help save a life in 3 simple steps.
Call 000.
Push hard and fast in the centre of the chest.
Shock using a defibrillator, also known as an AED, if there is one available.
Turn it on and listen to the instructions. It's safe and easy to use.
If you're not sure how to do CPR, that's okay. The 000 call taker will guide you through it.
I'm here to help.
I am here to help.
I am here to help.
We're working together to save lives.
We're working together to improve survival rates. We need you to be part of our team.
Together we can save lives.
Remember, seconds count in cardiac arrest.
Call, push, shock.
Welcome to Restart a Heart Day 2020. My name is David Waters and I'm the Chief Executive of the Council of Ambulance Authorities representing emergency ambulance services across Australia, New Zealand and Papua New Guinea. Restart a Heart Day is now a global activity and we're proud to be part of that program. We've been celebrating Restart a Heart Day in Australia and New Zealand for the last 4 years. And we're really excited to bring you the 2020 program. Unfortunately, due to COVID, this is a virtual Restart a Heart Day. Normally, we would be out there with you practicing CPR and how to use an AED. But instead, we're bringing you a program which will highlight the new techniques in CPR and using an AED and bring to you some expert speakers on the topic. The key messages for Restart a Heart Day are call, push, shock. Call 000 in Australia or 111 in New Zealand and Papua New Guinea. Push on the chest as hard as you can, about 100 to 110 compressions a minute. And remember, if you can access an AED or someone can get an AED for you, use the AED and shock the patient's heart back into rhythm. A quick run through of the events today. We're going to bring to you a number of video clips. We're going to be demonstrating CPR. We're going to be showing you how to use an AED. We have important messages from the Governor-General of Australia and the Governor-General of New Zealand. We're also going to hear from a number of experts in the ambulance sector about how cardiac arrest and heart attacks are different. And we're going to hear about some of the latest research. We've also got a kids corner where we're going to talk about resuscitation for children. I want to thank the ambulance services of Australia, New Zealand and Papua New Guinea for supporting Restart a Heart Day once again. I also want to thank the Governor-General of Australia and the Governor-General of New Zealand. Thank you for your support of this program and your patronage. And finally, I want to thank our sponsors and other supporters who assist us in bringing this program to you annually. Thank you.
We wanted to share with you some survival stories of how quick actions using CPR and AED can truly save a life.
To think that I'm 22 and I could have died when it happened. And there's no way I would have been happy with all the things I did. So I was just playing soccer with my friends at the indoor soccer place that we normally go to. I don't actually remember what happened. I don't have any memory, but my friends have told me. I came off the field. Apparently I was just leaning forward with my eyes open. Obviously things weren't normal. I collapsed.
We were all very stressed and really worried.
Taryn, are you okay?
Apparently I stopped breathing.
Can you hear me? Guys, he's not breathing.
As soon as he wasn't breathing, I knew what to do, so I just had to do it straight away.
We've got to start CPR.
Taryn wasn't responding at all.
Then that's when I decided to call 000.
We need an ambulance.
Can you go get the defib?
If the sports clinic didn't have the defibrillator, I probably would have died. The CPR works, but you need the defibrillator early.
A friend went to get the defib and we got it pretty quickly. We opened it and followed the instructions straight away.
Apply pads to patient's bare chest.
The instructions were really easy to follow and there was lots of pictures and diagrams and the voice told you what to do in real time.
Analyzing. Stay clear of patient. Shock advised. Shock delivered. Begin CPR.
A couple of times while we were doing compressions, he started breathing on his own again, and we put him in the recovery position, and maybe 5 seconds, and then he would stop breathing again.
We're always hopeful and tend to see a better response when people have good bystander CPR prior to our arrival. When people do receive early CPR and defibrillation, it does increase their chance of survival. Anyone that doesn't receive it, obviously their chances of survival decreases.
I did 30 compressions and then I started the rescue breaths, and I think I did about 3 rounds before someone stepped in to take over compressions, and then I counted his compressions and did the rescue breaths.
It's important people feel confident and comfortable to start CPR. A lot of people think that it's difficult. It's a really simple skill, and we always say any CPR is better than no CPR. Even if you're unsure that you're doing it right, we always recommend that people do try. People's lives are at risk.
So I think if this happened to you and you didn't have any training, I think you should call 000 straight away, have a go at doing some compressions and send someone to look for a defib.
I was so happy and grateful because I knew that from what I was told by everyone, they did like an amazing job and they did everything so quickly.
Any cardiac arrest that we get back is great, and to see him walking around today is excellent.
I think I've heard statistics like only 1 in 10 people survive a cardiac arrest, and that brain damage is very common, but because they did CPR so well and so quickly, it kind of saved not just me, but also my brain.
The plane was a bit late getting in. It's a fairly long way to walk, and Laurie went a bit fast.
My head started feeling a little loose, and then I don't remember a thing. Gone. Yeah.
Straight away, a man came in and started resuscitation. I realised then that he had died. And Laurie was away a lot. I just accepted the fact that he would go and be home when he was ready, because that's what we were doing for a living.
We were building something up for the boys, having something for them to carry on. Sometimes family was suffered by that, and that hurt. But you get to the retired stage and you have time to be with those kids. You have time to be with your wife. You have time to be where you should be in a family, yes.
Thank you, SA Ambulance Service. What is the exact address of the emergency?
Adelaide Airport.
Thank you. Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
An older gentleman just fell on the ground. He did that. They're working on him now doing CPR.
They're doing CPR?
Yes.
And is there any serious bleeding?
Yep.
Is there a defibrillator available?
Yeah, they're doing.
All right.
Everyone clear.
Okay, the machine will tell you what to do. Follow its instructions.
Delivering shock.
Did they shock him?
Shock delivered.
Okay, so is he breathing?
The next thing I knew, I was in the vehicle, and the things that kept going in my mind was my family. Gwen, where is she?
I'm so grateful that Laurie was revived and that he is here today. He has been very good to me over these years and good to our family.
And now the reward is here, that David and his son are operating the 15 trucks now. Everyone working together and bring it into fruition. Yeah.
I was playing soccer and I felt really dizzy.
My legs just gave out from under me.
I was turning blue and I had no pulse.
And then I had a cardiac arrest.
They tried to revive me and they couldn't.
Someone got a defib.
And started CPR.
The defibrillator restarted my heart.
If those guys hadn't been there, or if they hadn't been able to get a defib, I wouldn't have survived, that's for sure.
One of the Council of Ambulance Authorities board members speaks about why Restart a Heart Day is important to her personally.
Every year, 30,000 Australians die from sudden cardiac arrest. But do you know how you can help that figure improve? For every minute sooner that you start CPR or apply an automatic external defibrillator, an AED, you increase the chance of survival of a person from sudden cardiac arrest by 10%. An ambulance's average response time to a sudden cardiac arrest from the time you call 000 to the time they arrive is 8 minutes across Australia. We need your help to start CPR, to use an AED before we get there, to increase someone's chance of survival. In a community where they have an AED available, the chance of someone's survival from sudden cardiac arrest increases to 70% just by having an AED available. I want to tell you why it's so important to me that people learn CPR and why it's so important to me that community groups and businesses have an AED available. It's important to me not just because I'm a paramedic and not just because I'm the CEO of an ambulance service, but it's important to me and it's important to my family because of my aunt. My aunt was always a little unwell. She had a range of medical conditions, but she was stoic about it all and she put up with a lot. So when she started to get short of breath, working around the house or trying to get to the letterbox, she didn't worry about it. She just made an appointment with the GP to get it sorted. On the day that she was heading off to the GP, she let one of her brothers know. But there was no worry or concern because she was off to the GP to get it sorted. And on the way, she went to the shopping centre. When she got to the shopping centre, she started to realise she was in trouble. She started to feel quite short of breath. She struggled with her walking and she developed chest pain. So she went to the chemist for help because they knew her and because she thought they would know what to do. My aunt died on the floor of that chemist. Nobody knew CPR and nobody had an AED. They had called 000 and they called security and a guard came and she died in the arms of that security guard on the floor. By the time the ambulance got there, it was too late. The paramedics did all that they could and they performed all the extraordinary measures that they could, but no one had started CPR and no one had got an AED. My aunt was 65 and my family were devastated. That security guard was devastated and we went back to him after the funeral because we heard he was having trouble coping and we reassured him that it was okay and we were okay and we were grateful that he was there with her. But what if somebody in that chemist had known how to perform CPR or had gotten an AED? What difference would that have made to my aunt and to my family? So I urge you all, you could sit here and tell a story like mine about your aunt or your parents or your sibling, Or you could learn CPR. You could learn what to do in the event of a sudden cardiac arrest, and you could save the life of your family or somebody else's family. So I urge you, pick up the phone today and book a course and learn CPR. And learn what it means to call, push, shock. Call 000, push on someone's chest, and use an AED to shock them back to life. Restart a Heart Day is so important in raising awareness about how you can help us to save lives. So I urge you all to learn CPR and to learn how to use an AED. On Restart a Heart Day, start working with us to save lives.
Would you know what to do when somebody suffers a cardiac arrest? Thankfully, the team from Ambulance Victoria is on hand today to show you.
Knowing CPR is one of the most important things you can do to look after your family and friends. That's because most cardiac arrests happen at home. And when bystanders like you take action, the survival rate doubles.
We know that CPR can seem scary or stressful, so we're going to talk you through how to do it in just a couple of minutes. Keep in mind that when you call 000, the call taker will tell you what to do and send us straight away. But knowing what to do before we arrive makes all the difference. With cardiac arrests, seconds count, and it's up to all of us to know what to do to save a life.
So, grab a pillow or a call push shock kit if you have one, and a space on the floor, and let's get started. Over to you, Jess.
When it comes to responding to a cardiac arrest, we can break it down into 3 simple steps: call, push, shock.
Okay, the first step is to recognise that when someone is unconscious and not breathing normally, they may be in cardiac arrest, and you need to call 000 immediately. Cardiac arrest means the heart has stopped beating normally and immediate action is needed. So call 000, put it on loudspeaker, and the call taker will talk you through how to do CPR. They might ask you to check the patient's breathing, but at this point, the most important thing for you to do is to just call 000 immediately.
Alright, the second step is to push. Push hard, push fast. And there's no need for you to do mouth to mouth anymore. Just use your hands. If there's someone else with you, take it in turns doing CPR. Swap every 2 minutes, as it's really tiring. You'll need to continue these compressions until we arrive and take over.
Here's a few things to keep in mind as you're doing compressions. Put the person on the floor if possible, not a couch or bed. Kneel next to their chest, with your knees about shoulder width apart. Put the heel of your hand in the middle of the chest, directly between the nipples. Place your other hand on top and lock your fingers together, like this. Try and keep your fingers off the chest. This will keep your weight on the right part of your hand. Lean over the chest with your arms straight and elbows locked. Push down 1/3 of the depth of the chest and let the chest rise back up before pushing down again. To get the right speed, you can use the song Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, or Row, Row, Row Your Boat, or even Baby Shark as a reference.
Basically, you want to be doing about 2 compressions per second. Join along with me. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream.
Don't let fear get in the way. Try and stay calm. Do what you can, and remember that when it comes to CPR, any CPR is better than no CPR.
Alright, we've covered how to call and push. Now let's tackle the shock component. When we say shock, we're talking about an AED or a defib machine.
AEDs are in a lot of shopping centres, schools and public places. Knowing where your nearest AED is super important.
There are many types of AEDs in the community. This is just one variety, but they're all just as easy to use. Just keep a lookout for this sign.
So, if you're nearby to one, or someone can grab one for you, here's what to do. Turn it on and follow the instructions. That's it. AEDs are totally safe for anyone to use. They analyse the patient's heart and only deliver a shock when needed. You don't need training to use one, and there's an automated voice that will tell you what